Look at why we need to burn the plow, the importance of burn the plow. If I must burn the plow, why do I actually need to burn the plow? You must understand this. And when you understand it, the issue of burning the plow becomes no more a challenge to you. If you are honest and sincere to yourself, and if your progress is something that you so much cherish in life, if you feeling purpose is your heart desire, I believe you're going to see the reasons why to make a decision to step out of your comfort zone, to step out of your ties, to step out of your affiliations that is not helping you to move to where God wants you to go. It is important. Number one is that to step when you burn the ties, you step into God's greater purpose. There's a purpose of God beyond what you are seeing now. There's a purpose of God beyond what you are seeing now. And until you burn the plow, you are not going to enter into that purpose of God. Listen to me. For now, you are being seen as somebody whose hand is full and who cannot take sacred matters serious. That there's no reason of giving something you don't have respect for, which is of a great value. If they give it to you, you are not going to take it serious. You are going to waste it. So until you burn the plow, God is not going to see you as someone who is serious about his or her life. And as a result, you are not going to come into the greater purpose of God for your life. There's a purpose of God for you for the nations. There's a purpose of God for you for the community. You know, a lot of people, when you look at them today, the life they are living, they are just struggling to be okay. They're just struggling to take care of their family. But beyond their family are nations that God wanted to go and take care of for him. And if you don't burn the plow, that greater purpose of God for your life will not be released to you, or you will not have access to it. And even yourself, you will not even take it serious. So if you burn the plow, you are going to step into the next phase of God's purpose. Because Elisha looked at this thing and said, you see, this thing has failed me. This thing is my backbone. Though I don't know about this prophet a lot, but if I keep this plow, there'll be temptation to go back when I start getting challenged. Imagine how Elijah was taken. You know, he said to him, if you see me, and then you receive the double portion and the rest of them. This thing is not clear. If Elisha had kept that plow, and Elijah is telling him about him being taken, and Elisha will say, anyway, if I see you taken, no problem. If I did not see you, no problem. I know that if I see you, I will continue with the work of a prophet. If I did not see you, thank God my plows are there. I will go back. That high level of commitment for greater purpose of God will not be there. All right. So you have to understand it. A new call and a high, it could be a new call, it could be a higher calling in that place where you are. Maybe that God wanted to shift into a bigger ministry. That's what I'm saying, that maybe there's a ministry you are handling for your local church, and God wants you to step into another bigger ministry in that local church. And also it can be that God wants you God want to expose you to a higher plan that he has for your life. But if you don't burn the plow, you are not going to step into this higher purpose of God for your life. Now, another reason why you need to burn the plow is that I've said that journeys of life are not as smooth as we tend to think about it. When people are describing a beautiful place to you, they often does not explain the route to that place, the challenges that are there. They just explain the benefit and tell you, last time I went to this city, let's say they explain the capital cities of the world, they will tell you the glorious things about it, but they don't tell you the struggles of traveling, that there could be turbulence in the air, there could be this and this on your way to that place. Now, if you have not bound the plow and you begin to see challenges on your way to fulfilling destiny, it's going to be an issue. So you look at the disciples of Jesus Christ, you know, at the beginning when they heard about the vision, they heard about the purpose, they heard about everything, they were happy. But when challenges begin to come, when Jesus was throwing miracles here and there, all of them were okay with that. Miracle was happening every now and then. Miracle will happen. They were being consulted. Probably people were like, bro James, since you are close to Jesus, won't you help me? I want to see him. I want to come for counseling. They are being respected as people who have connection to Jesus Christ. They were enjoying that, but beyond that is the death of Jesus Christ, which they could not actually lay their hand on. They don't understand all these things. I see how many of them were, the Bible says when they arrested Jesus Christ, many of them were even far. Even the only person that was close enough denied Jesus Christ straight that, even swearing on it. If these guys have not come to a level of burning the plow and they see these challenges, yes, though when Jesus died, they went out fishing, but they will not come back, understand? But they have burned the plow and they know that, see, we have to move forward and forge ahead. You have to burn the plow, burn the plow, burn the plow. All right. No looking back. I can't look back. There's no looking back in this thing. You see, when Elisha burned his plow, it was a definitive break from the past. It was a definite break from past. He has no intention of going back to that past. Burning the plow symbolizes eliminating any fallback options. A lot of people come to Jesus Christ. They have come to follow Jesus Christ, but they have a lot of fallbacks, not economic fallbacks, so spiritual fallbacks, that kind of thing. And these have hindered them from serving the greater purpose of God for nations. There are greater purpose of God for the nations, and God is expecting you to take responsibility of that greater purpose. It is a concise decision to stop relying on old ways or thinking that we can return to the past if things don't work out. That is it. Burn it. When God calls us to move forward, he often asks us to burn the plow so that we are fully committed to the journey ahead without looking back. Remove the safety net. Without burning the plow. There's always the temptation to return to the safety and comfort of our old ways when we face with the challenges. By burning the plow, we make it impossible to revert to what God has already called us away from. You need to understand this. Burn it. Old ideas, old wisdom, have to burn it. There are people in the house of God that you think they are strong, you think they are committed, but it is shocking when something happens in their life, how they can resurrect something you think that is dead in them. And you now understand, is that the reason why this young man, this young woman could not fulfill destiny like he should? If you're a pastor, you look at some people, you know that this person is gifted, this person is talented, but then sometimes you find out that the result that follows the person is not equivalent to the grace of God you are perceiving that is upon that person's life. It is because the person still have a strong ties. The person have not borne the plow. He have a strong ties with the past. He have a strong philosophy. He have not borne the plow, and it becomes a heavy limitation, because each time you shout at him, each time you try to discipline him, you find that you can't even rebuke him because you have not borne the plows. You rebuke him, he went back at fishing, and you went back at fishing because the plow has not be burnt. So you have to eliminate why you must burn the plow is to eliminate the temptation of returning back to Egypt. Returning back. You see what happened even in the people of Egypt when Moses went out, and there was a very heavy challenges. They said, let's raise leaders that will take us back to Egypt. You have to burn. You have to burn it. There's always a temptation to return back to what you are coming out from. You have boyfriends that are not the will of God, and oftentimes they give you money, and now you want to break ties with them, and you get to a point in your life where you are lacking money, or whatever the phone you catch with the person, you feel like catching the phone one more time, but the contact of the person is still in your phone. You know how to get the person. Listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. It's better the contact is not there than to be there, because life can be challenging. Life can be challenging. You get to a point where the plow becomes the only hope you have. And it's a sure hope, it's a sure odd. Like people that plays this, it's a sure odd. You know that this one is a sure odd. But this is the plow that's supposed to be burnt, but you did not burn it. And now you are thinking about going back to what God delivered you from, and you have access to it. It's going to be difficult. And a lot of people who could not burn the plow, they later, in the midst of challenges, they went back, and some of them could not come back from the second time they went back to that plow. And that's how they lost out of God's purpose, God's greater calling, and God's way for their life. I'm not saying that they are not doing well. Doing well is different from fulfilling purpose. That's one thing a lot of Christians and a lot of people don't understand. They equate doing well with fulfilling purpose. You can do well, but you are not in the place where God has planted you. There are many things in our house that can be used for one thing or the other, but the truth is that you have to use it for the purpose for which it was bought. I have a lot of things in my house, and they can serve to, especially to my children, they can serve for a lot of purposes to them. But the issue is that it's abuse. They even prefer it for what they're using it for than for what it is being bought for. You have to understand this. Move on and get them burnt. Another reason you need to burn the plow is to demonstrate faith and obedience. Demonstrate faith and obedience. If you're going to walk with God, you're going to demonstrate your confidence and your faith in God. Are going to demonstrate that you trust God's plan, that this plan that God has for me is a bigger and a better plan, is a purpose-driven plan. You have to demonstrate that trust in God. In fact, even we ourselves as human beings, we don't get committed to people who do not get committed to us because they have not shown that level of trust and obedience to us. You cannot be relating with God, and God is not sure of your loyalty. God does not know where you are standing, especially when the going becomes tough. God does not know where are you standing in this thing. It is important to understand that the greater calling of God cannot rest upon the life of a man who have not displayed that life of total trust and obedience, total faith and obedience to God. So trust in God's plan and obedience is a step of growth. Obedience is a step of growth. Obeying God's call is essential for spiritual growth. So if you are going to grow in this thing, you must obey God, and obedience is essential for fulfilling of purpose. All right. We cannot grow if we stay in our comfort zones or hold on to the old things that prevent us from stepping into the fullness of God's purpose. You see to it now. You can't grow. These things are the things that hold you back. If you don't obey God totally, you cannot be developed. Because in obeying God, God is the one navigating you through the pathway to fulfillment of purpose. If you don't obey Him because of whatever that you could not born, you are not going to come into the fullness of the purpose of God. You are not going to manifest the purpose of God like you should. It is important you understand this, because a lot of people do not understand this, and they are out of course with God and the purpose of God today. So it's important. Another one is to break free from the past. We burn the plow to break free from the past. Sometimes the past can be pleasant. Sometimes the past can be painful. But when you decide to follow Jesus Christ and you discover every tendencies with your past that will not be helpful to your calling, you have to burn it. You have to burn it so that you don't have any luggages or unnecessary luggages from the past that is haunting you as you are fulfilling destiny. You have to break free from the past. Burning the plow will give you that edge of breaking free from the past. And God wants you to break free from the past, because sometimes this past is not absolutely necessary. Where it is necessary, the Lord will equally make you to understand and let you know. So letting go of old identities, the plow represents more than just a tool. It symbolizes past identities, relationship, and mindset that are no longer relevant to the person God is calling us to become. When we burn the plow, we release our attachment to past mistakes, past failures, and limitations that come with them. All right. it could be association, it may be mistakes, it may be whatever, but we need to break free from the past. It can be identification with a particular group or thereabout. You have to break free from them if you must fulfill uh, purpose. Another thing, it could be breaking the circle of stagnation. The act of burning the plow breaks us free from the circle of stagnation. When we continue holding on to the past, we are unable to fully experience the new things that God has in store for us. So when you hold the past, you cannot hold your hand. You cannot hold something in your hand and still receive something from somebody. It's not going to work. You're not going to hold their past and still receive the new from God. You have to open your hand and drop the past so that you can receive the new. And whatever God is doing for you in the new is better than your past. That is one thing I want to assure you. Because eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, it have not come to our understanding what God prepares for those that fears him, those that honor him enough to trust and to believe him. Now, another reason why we must burn the past is to eliminate comfort and embrace sacrifice. Your past always signifies comfort. Whatever that past is, it's sometimes what we cherish. So and fulfilling destiny always requires sacrifice, high level of sacrifice, high level of sacrifice, high level of sacrifice, and of which if you have anything that cushions it, you may not be able to fulfill destiny. And if you have a past that is so comfort, you may, I've seen people, they set out in the beginning, they were very happy. And when the challenges begin to step in, they said, I want to go back to my past. They said, if this is what is going to take me to do this thing, I don't do it again. I want to go back. And that was how they could not fulfill the will of God for their life. So it will eliminate the comfort, and it will help you to eliminate comfort and embrace sacrifice, because you can't fall back on anything. So you have to, that I've burned the boat, I've burned the bridges, I can't go back to anything. I have to win, or I have to win. There's nothing to fall back on, and it will help you. So to eliminate comfort and embrace sacrifice, embracing the cost of discipleship, the cost of discipleship. And if you don't burn the plow, you will not satisfy, you will not satisfy the cost of discipleship. You will not be able to pay the price. Let me tell you something. Okay, let me get to a point in our lives. You get to a point in our life that we did that. If we did not go back, it's not that we did not want to go back. It's just that we cannot go back. Everybody comes to that point in his life when he feels like I must go back. And the people that did not go back are the people that burnt the bridges. They looked back. They wanted to go back, but they asked themselves, how will I now go back? I have burned the bridges. And that is the reason why they why they continued. And today they are enjoying it. I'm telling you, it gets to, I'll repeat it, it gets to a point in our life that we did not go back. It's not that we do not want to go back. It's just that we cannot go back because we burnt the bridge. That is why it is important. We burnt the boat. We burnt anything that will help us to go back, so we can go back. You have to understand this, and now you have to eliminate. Keep on. This is a constant. Burning the plow is a constant at first. Sometimes God give you strategy. The strategy worked for you, and you need to burn that strategy, and yet you are working on the strategy. Remember Samson. Samson saw a group of saw soldiers coming against him, and he saw a lion's bone, or he saw a bone, an animal bone, and he used it and fought and killed them. After killing them, the Bible says that Samson dropped it. You know why? It is no longer necessary. At that point, it has served its purpose, you moved. So you have to ask God, this thing I'm doing now, I did it some time ago. You told me and I did it. Should I continue with it? That's a question you have to ask yourself. So it's a continuous something we do, but in the plow is continuous thing that we do. It may not be something negative. And yes, I have to pause and say this thing. The plow may not be something negative. It may be something that is no longer necessary. This person is not bad, this thing is not bad, but it's no longer necessary. But you are still attached to it. It's a mindset, it's a method that God gave to you. But it's no longer necessary where God is taking you to, but you still hold on to it, and it becomes a distraction. So you have to, following God often requires sacrifice. By burning the plow, we are choosing to give up our comfort and familiar routines in exchange for the challenging but rewarding part that comes with fulfilling God's purposes. Our routines, routines that was comfortable to us. When you wake up, when you sleep there. But if you're going to answer the call of God, brothers and sisters, you are no longer going to be in charge. The calling of God are going to be dictating when you sleep, when you wake, where you go, where you do not go. And a whole lot of folks, they don't want that kind of life, understand. So burning the plow will eliminate those comfort zones and help you to embrace a sacrifice. So the price of purpose, our destiny is not without its challenges. However, embracing God's calling often requires us to let go of things that provide temporary comfort, but keeps us from experiencing the fullness of His will for our lives. Just like I've said, fulfilling purpose comes with its own challenges. In fact, the challenges of purpose is more severe than the challenges of out of purpose. A lot of people are not answering the call today because they have seen the price they will pay in entering the purpose of God, and they decided to be where they have had people say, so if I answer the call of God now, that means I will not. That means I will. They say, no, I'm not interested in it. But when you burn it, you cannot go back, and God will help you in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Another thing is to activate divine provision. When you burn the plow,